Hello everyone, I'm so glad you've joined me today. I love sharing my ideas with you and I hope I inspire you with today's creation. Here it is. This is such a cute card and it's so easy to make. For this card, you're going to need a little note which comes from Butterfly Gala. You're also going to need the Dandy Wishes dies, and from the long flower one, I cut out 3 stems and a flirty flamingo head. Then I used the smaller grass and I cut out 2 using pear pizzazz. That's what this is. And then the taller grass and I cut out 2 using garden green. Then for the next flower down, I cut out 1 of So Saffron. And not the smallest one, but the next one down, because there's actually 4 sizes, I cut out a Calypso Coral one. All right, now that we have all our supplies, let's make our card. I'm going to move all of this out of the way. All right, and I'm going to move my card right there. All right. You're going to need to start with a piece that's 3 3/4 by 5. All right. All we're doing now is we're going to just create the layers. Using one of the pieces that you cut out. And when I cut out the larger one that goes on top of it, I left the tail on there because this will help me line this up. Now what I do want to do is I want to cut these off, because if it doesn't line up perfectly, you can fudge it with this one, but it's a little harder with the 2. All right. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to cut this one off. I'm just going to round that tip. I'm going to flip it over. I'm keeping my hand there so I know where to, wrong one, to put my glue. Oh, actually, you know what? I want to put my glue on this. And I'm putting it on the front. Ooh, a little too much. Oh, no, no, no. All right, I'm going to have a mess, but that's okay. I'll clean it off. All right, so now that I've attached my tail, I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to take my towel and get rid of that glue, because if not, it'll stick to my project. Now we're going to do the same thing with the others, but in this case, we don't have to worry about the tip, because what I'm going to take and do is I'm going to add, ooh, it exploded on me. Hang on. Let me get a paper towel to clean it up. Not sure why that happened. Maybe I squeezed too hard. All right, I'm going to put a little bit of glue there. Wow, that is really coming out. Maybe it was because it was laying sideways and it shouldn't have. It fell over and I didn't notice it. All right, well, I got some more glue I got to wipe up. Goodness. I have a gluey mess today. And then we're going to take that last one, and I'm going to leave that piece on there. And this one goes on the little one. And I'm going to wipe this off. And now when I put that away, I'm going to make sure it's sitting up straight. And I'm just going to set that on here like so. And I still have a little bit of glue there. Oh, all right, I think I'm ready now. All right, I'm going to take the longest one and I'm going to put some glue on the back of just the flower part, the circle. I'm not worried too much about the tips on it, and I'm going to put that on my card right about there. I'm not worried about the stem because the leaves will hold it down. Then I'm going to take this yellow one, add some glue to the back, And I'm going to kind of overlap those petals and put that one down like so. All right, I'm just going to hold it a few seconds so it stays. And then we're going to do the little tiny one. All right, the orange one, and it's going to go right about there, and I had the stem coming straight down. All right, got it. Now, we're going to start with one of the, actually, no, I'm going to start with this. You got to cut these off, but I don't want to cut them off too short because I don't want them to show. So what I'll take and do is I'll put this one down, and that will help me make a decision. So I'm going to put a little glue here, and I am going to put just a dot at the top. And I think I'm going to put that right about there. Oh, it might be up too high. Hold on. Can I get it off real quick? Yes, I can. I'm going to move it down some. Just a tad. All right. So there's that. These I don't think are up as high as those, but that's okay. All right. Now I can take my scissors and I can kind of push them up under that and cut it off. All right. Then I want to take one of the tall green ones, and I'm going to add some glue on the bottom of this and some glue at the top. The top ones didn't want to do right, so I added glue. And I'm going to overlap that one just slightly. All right. And I'll stick that down. Then I'm going to take the other tall green one, and I'm going to add some glue to the back of it and one on the tall pieces. And I'm going to kind of put that down like so. So it's overlapping just slightly. All right. And then I've got to take and I've got to cut these off. So I'm going to use the same procedure. I'm going to hold it, stick my scissors up underneath, and trim the two pieces. All right, like so. That one might need, yeah, it's going to need a little bit more glue because of the stems. So I'm going to sneak up under there and stick a little dot. So just watch that because you might need to do that. All right. And then this last one, and this will help hide the fact that these two aren't lined up perfectly. I'm going to add a little bit of glue here and a dot there. All right. And I'm going to put that right over top of that section and hold it in place like so. And there's our flower cluster. All right. To do your sentiment, you're going to use Memento, and you're going to ink up your sentiment. And then I'm going to stamp this one up a little higher. I just kind of determined where I stamped my sentiment by the way things were placed on my base. All right, so we've got that done. This needs to go onto our black. So I'm going to take my big thing of glue. I don't need the little tiny precision tip, so I can use this. And there's just, and you know what? This is hard to see on this black, so I'm going to put it on my white because I want to make sure that I have it on there straight and with a border all the way around. All right, so there's that. I got my white card base, fold it in half, give me a crisp fold with my bone folder. Now I'm going to add this piece to my card base. Don't use too much glue because what will happen is your paper can warp. It doesn't take a lot of glue, so just be careful. And I don't go all the way to the edge. I know some people do, but I find that it spreads and I don't want it to ooze out. So, all right. And to finish off our card, we're going to add